So this is a caulking gun, and the important parts are the plunger. The plunger is serrated here, and when it's turned over, it engages with the trigger to allow it to push forward. If you want to release pressure on it, you turn it over so the hook is down and it doesn't engage. If you turn it over, it engages and stays. Some other convenient parts on this one: there's a spout cutter for your tubes, and you can see that blade comes across to cut. And then some types of caulking have a seal inside the tube. This is for piercing that seal. You just put it in. I'll show you how to do it. So you take your tube of concrete or caulk, whatever you want. Now, if you're doing caulking, you would put it in at an angle and cut so that your tip comes. These really aren't good for that. Probably use an X-Acto knife to get a good cut for an angle. But this will cut the tube, and then down inside there's a seal to keep it from getting dried out before you ever use it. Poke some holes in it with the piece. Clean it off nicely. Put it back in its holding spot. When you're putting the tube in, bottom first, then the top. Remember, turn your plunger so that it engages, and just push it forward till it stops. Once you start squeezing the handle, it'll lock it in place, and your product will start coming up the tube. If you want to stop the flow, you turn it over, and that removes pressure on the back of the tube and allows you to stop where you're at. Access that aren't sealed, and besides air, we're getting some rodents or flying rodents like starlings getting in. So we're just going to seal these areas up. This is actually concrete repair in a tube. So what I'll do is I'll fill in this hole. Make it look decent. And then under here is a large gap that I'm going to try to fill. And the way I'm putting it in is I'm putting some to the back and then building that forward. And that tube is out. But we'll go again, same thing. I'm going to put the tube in, cut it.
I feel like it's not sharp.
I don't think it is. Again, this was the cheapest one they had, so
Probably not sharp.
Again, we'll pierce that seal inside. And it's right here at the end of the spout where it joins the tube. Clean it off, put it back in its little safety, and engage it. Couple squeezes, and we start seeing it come out the tube. That's the end of it. Hopefully that's enough. I can use this little pointing trowel here, or hair trowel, and just run it over it.
Like gap on that left side, top.
From there.
Left side. See it?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to get that. Again, that's not really to seal it from water or anything like that. It shouldn't have too much of an issue with that. This is really more of a rodent barrier. So that seems to be pretty good. That looks pretty good. hold pretty well.
Alright.
Clean up our trowel so we don't have any cement stuck on it. Again, flip the handle, move the plunger, take out the tube. There we go.
Alright, so
Nice.
you're using like silicone caulk? Or,
This is actually cement,
right.
but the basic principle for silicone would be you would want to run one bead continuously and not be filling large gaps like I was. Hopefully this will dry before it gets cold tomorrow or tonight and harden. The last thing you want to do is have cement freeze while it's still hardening. It tends to crack because of the high moisture content. However, once it starts to set, it generates its own heat. I don't know why. Anyway, this is a quick tutorial on a caulking gun.
Best way to like clean up excess if you smear it on something.
If you're using cement, obviously, just kind of scrape it off. It does clean it up quickly. You could use a brush with some water. If you're using silicone, a wet paper towel. Again, get it up quickly. Typically, if I'm doing silicone, I'll have a couple wet paper towels with me that I can wipe off my finger if I'm using my finger as the trowel. Because typically, if you're doing a window or something, it's not as bad. So, with that being said, I'll try to put together a video and caulk something with silicone for you and show you the difference. Thanks for watching. This is Fools with Tools.